Hello buddy, thanks for tuning into today's video. Well, it's Monday on GazWeatherVids.com, which can mean only one thing. Yes, it's Europe Day. Every Monday on GazWeatherVids.com I have a look at the weather across the European continent, and we'll have a look at it today and see what's happening through the course of the coming week. Now, in last week's video, last Monday's video, we talked about the really heavy area of rain that was stretching across much of West Europe, right way down into central southern parts of Spain. We said it's unusual. It was an unusual pattern, but it's certainly been a very devastating pattern for those southern regions of Spain. Very unusual, I think, for this time of the year to have such extensive rain and flooding. It was forecast quite well by the models, but obviously that doesn't help you if you've been affected by the flooding. But right now the situation has normalised a good deal. We've got low pressure now running to the north of Scotland, and we're trying to reach high pressure in from the Azores off the Atlantic into the southern parts of the continent. So a much more typical pattern is evolving now across the continent. Now, before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos at GazWeatherVids.com. Please play those video ads. You'll be supporting GazWeatherVids.com by doing that. So this is the pressure chart for today. The low pressure is to the north of Scotland. We're feeding in these westerly winds across much of northern and western Europe, but we've got this ridge here down to the south. In terms of the upper air temperatures, well, it's very cool now across much of northern and western Europe. Still quite warm through the Mediterranean, and particularly in this southeastern corner where summer hangs on. It's still very hot in the southeast of the continent. For precipitation, well, things drying up here across Spain. It is a completely dry day today for Spain, excuse me, and for Portugal as well. That dry weather extending through much of France, in towards Germany, and then on in towards the northeast of Europe as well. Up over Scandinavia, Britain, Ireland, it's much more unsettled. We've got this area of rain through the southern and southeast parts of England, stretching up through the North Sea towards Denmark, but it'll be pushing further east through the course of the day, getting towards the Low Countries and into some far western parts of Germany. As I say, showers up over Scandinavia. I've got this area of showers here around Italy, Corsica, Sardinia, through the Adriatic and into some parts of the Balkans as well. That's still associated with that really heavy rain that we had in the west of Europe last week. Now, in terms of temperatures, well, it's pretty cool now across much of the continent. Many parts here into the teens at best, or the low 20s. But I say, summer does still go on down in the southeast. Very warm, if not hot, across much of Greece and Turkey. Temperatures still up to around the, or maybe even a little bit above, the 90 Fahrenheit mark. Now, as we move through in towards the middle of the week, the situation remains very similar. We've still got this area of low pressure, 985 millibars, to the northeast of Scotland. We're still bringing in this westerly wind here across much of western and northwestern Europe, and we've still got this weak area of high pressure through much of the Mediterranean and on in towards the east as well. Upper air temperatures showing that much of northern, central and western Europe on the cool side, still quite warm through the Mediterranean. Heat beginning to drain away and beginning to get less intense here in the southeast, but still very warm, if not hot. For precipitation, well, it still remains very unsettled in the northwest. Showers or longer spells right here for Ireland, Britain, much of France, the Low Countries, Holland, Belgium, up in towards Denmark, much of the southern and central parts of Norway and Sweden as well. Very unsettled there. But we've got this dry slot here through the north of Scandinavia, and they run back into more unsettled weather excuse me, up towards Finland. Now, through the Mediterranean, a lot of dry weather, still some showers around northern parts of Italy and towards Hungary and the Adriatic, but the bulk of the Mediterranean dry, and many of these eastern parts of Europe actually quite dry, though some rain still left around Poland. But precipitation, well, very cool up in the north and up in the central, northern, western parts of the continent. Temperatures just into the teens or low 20s at best. Notice the heat is moderating here down to the southeast. We've dipped back in towards the 20s Celsius there as opposed to the 30 Celsius mark, but it is generally quite warm actually through much of the Mediterranean. As we get through towards the weekend, we're going to start to find this high pressure beginning to build here across the continent. This is a bit speculative, both models are really struggling with this pattern for the weekend, but some sort of build of high pressure through central parts of Europe looks to take place. Quite what happens up to the northwest, so it's really anyone's guess. It's changing from run to run. Some runs, this run in particular, brings low pressure in across Britain, and we've still got low pressure over Scandinavia, but there's a chance we could get a warm southerly flow coming up off this ridge of high pressure. And the real problem, what the models are struggling with, is this cut-off low, this trough, developing out in the Atlantic. It's a real nightmare for the models to model this, and I'm still not sure they've got the pattern entirely correct, to be honest. So for the end of the week into the weekend, we're actually quite speculative with this. Don't take this too seriously, but it's also going to bring some warmth up across this western, northwestern, and probably central part of Europe as well, as that ridge of high pressure builds and pumps up some warmer air up from the south. But up to the east and the northeast, it is still quite a cool scene. It's actually turning cooler in this southeastern corner. If the model has the pattern right, I'm not sure that it does. Now, this is taking a lot of rain in across Britain and Ireland, in towards the Low Countries and Denmark as well through the course of the weekend. I'm not sure if this is right. This could be much further north, or it could be further south, so do take this with a pinch of salt, really. High pressure then developing over much of the continent, keeps it dry, and then we've got this showery area up to the northeast. And in terms of temperatures, well, we do bring some warmer weather up to the west. Warm weather coming through Spain and Portugal in towards much of France. That could extend up in towards Britain and over into Germany as well, but it's quite a speculative pattern. I do have to keep saying this. I'm not sure the model has this correct, but somewhere around Central Europe could get quite a warm spell actually over the weekend, but it's models, I'm not sure they're dealing with it right. So keep watching this space, keep watching my other videos actually, if you want to know what's happening at the weekend, because it is quite speculative at the moment. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.